This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
It's JM and DIGZ, two kids that never quit. From the ring to the booth, yeah, they still talk their shit. Hey! Thursdays on your feed, little ones, you don't skip if you can't.
Welcome to the JM and DIGZ podcast. I am the only JM.
DIGZ, what's up?
What is good? What episode is this, by the way?
Well,
Producer boy, we need what a number?
12.
We're on 12. Oh, we're on the Tom Brady. Okay. All right. DIGZ, I sent you an invite for the joint chat because we were late on that. There we go. All right, we got that going. All right, good. We're set up. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to another episode. Appreciate everyone joining. Maximilian, what is up? Is that the only person we got? Yeah, we got Maxim Twitch. That's technically my cousin. Cousin once removed, I think. Is that how it goes?
fellow cousin once removed.
Like, it's not your blood cousin, but it's your cousin, your cousin's cousin. Is it like through marriage? How's that work? How's that even work?
Associate cousin. Just do it at that.
So it's my cousin once removed, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. I don't know. That's Mike, anyway. Maximum Clips is Mike. What's up, Mike? Anyway, we just something like that. Yeah, he says it too. So we both don't fucking know, but we've been related through marriage for years. Fuck it. Anyway, yeah, I got a bunch of NFL headlines coming through. Looks like we got a couple MLB stories to cover. And then what are we doing at the end of the show this week, Diggs? Your segment is back.
Tucker and Dale versus you.
Okay. Was that something that was voted on, or that you just dropped that out of nowhere?
I just dropped it out of nowhere. I think it got some votes, but it's been one of those weeks I didn't want to. I needed something to laugh at.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'm cool with that. I was just wondering, because yeah, lately we've been kind of going. Is Mike Vrabel a topic? Don't want to interrupt. Do you want to bring this up? Because I'll bring this up right now. We can get this over with now. You want to bring up the Mike Vrabel thing? Did you hear about this too, Diggs?
Yeah, we were having a conversation about it at work.
Yeah, okay. So Mike Vrabel, head coach of the New England Patriots, married man, has been seen and photographed, and I think they got videos too, right?
I think it's just photos.
But him hanging out with is she like a media personality or whoa. Watch the yawn. All right, go ahead.
She's an NFL reporter.
She's an NFL reporter.
Yes.
All right, NFL reporter. They were seen out at some, I don't know, what, resort or something like that.
Being cozy in a pool.
Yeah, they were in a pool, a jacuzzi. They were being handsy outside of it. Very, very controversial because the two of them are both married. I didn't even put this on my whole story today because I don't know. I just feel like that type of drama isn't something that interests me, but obviously it must interest the masses. The guy just went to a Super Bowl. If he cheats on his wife, I'm sorry. I'm not fucking surprised. I'm just not fucking surprised, dude. The guy,
I don't give a fuck what they do.
Exactly. He's the head coach of the fifth most fucking richest franchise in the NFL. Like, I give a fuck what he does in his fucking spare time. I mean, this all happened before too. Remember when Bill Belichick was still the head coach, when he first met his new girlfriend, whatever. She's what, 24? She was like 24 years old when they first started dating.
Something like that.
Bill Belichick got caught on a photo from a Ring camera leaving her home with no shirt on, like early morning. Like, yeah, that's the vibe. So honestly, it's just like, what do you expect? These guys are multi-million-dollar head coaches, and they're champions, and they're gonna do some shit. I mean, the difference between Bill Belichick is he wasn't married, but Vrabel will figure that shit out once the regular season hits. But I don't know. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. And Mike, tell me in chat if you really feel like that affects you the way you think he coaches. As long as that relationship or how it affects his real life relationship, if that affects the way he coaches, then yeah, I think that is a problem going into the new season. This is a crucial year for Drake May of all players, because this is Drake May's third year. Everyone says when you get a new quarterback, what's the most important year of a new quarterback? The third year. The third year. The third year is the most important. Not the first, not the second. Because in DIGZ, you've seen this too. Like, rookie quarterbacks come into the league, some of them come out and they play the fuck out. What's his name from Washington, the Commanders, Daniels. He came out and showed out in his rookie year, but then last year he had a bad year. Drake May didn't have a good rookie year, but last year they go to the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's just as important as the first 2 years. I think it's important the third year. How do you respond to the 2 years before? And that should set up your legacy going forward. You want to go back to comparisons to old school quarterbacks. Tom Brady's a great example. First year in the league, he sat the whole year as a fourth string quarterback. Didn't even get to fucking sniff it down. Second year, comes in, takes over for Bledsoe mid-year, and then they go to the Super Bowl and win it. But then I think the craziest thing about Tom Brady was he had a great statistical year that third year, but the team was not as good. So I don't know. I think third year for a young quarterback is more important than any other year for a young quarterback. Doesn't it really affect me? I heard the story all over the news. Figured I would get the scoop from you guys on what you think. Just wouldn't want to see it affect the team and set up some disaster. Yeah, and that's exactly the truth. If the stress of, if this becomes a divorce for Vrabel and then it affects him coaching the team into the next year, well, then there's going to be some buyer's remorse coming from the Kraft family because they just hired him. And, they got great results out of Vrabel in his first year as a head coach because they go to the Super Bowl. Did they win? No, but we went to the Super Bowl, so fuck it. But, yeah, there's going to be some buyer's remorse if this shit breaks down, he's getting a divorce, and he's getting separated from his family, and then that's affecting his coaching going into the next year. So, yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. But honestly, there's just really no way to tell until the year plays out. So, anyway, let's get right into our first topic. Hold on real quick. Yeah, that's a helicopter going over my house, just so everyone knows. There's literally a helicopter going over my house right now.
Yeah, here comes Spot coming through your door.
From the dungeon, what is good? What is good? All right, getting into my first official story that I actually planned. The Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan addresses possibility of leaving coaching for the TV booth. And honestly, this is not surprising to me, Diggs, because Kyle Shanahan has had the worst run of luck since he's become the head coach of the 49ers. He has just had team after team riddled with injury. He's a coach that has literally been in multiple playoff situations, championship game situations. He just can't finish the deal. This guy literally has had so many great 49er teams, and they just always have something that goes wrong, whether it's injuries or whether it's just not getting the job done. So the fact that he has actually publicly said this, that he's already thinking about the possibility of leaving coaching, the fact that this might be his last year of coaching is kind of ridiculous. And a lot of people don't know this, and this goes back to another New England Patriot connection. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons during the historic 28-3 New England Patriots Super Bowl comeback. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for that team. And then the year after is when he took the job for the 49ers. So Kyle Shanahan, going to be a TV analyst, Diggs. What do you think about that?
I think you should do it. He might be the bad luck of the 49ers.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. Because so also in the offseason this year too, they the 49ers investigated the fact that there was a power supply conduit just outside the practice field. I don't know if you heard about this.
No.
Like those power supply units, those big boxes that they're like giant transformers that like give out power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one, I guess, right next to the 49ers practice field. And the 49ers spent like millions of dollars to investigate to see if the power or the energy or anything from that could be affecting the players when they practice, to see if it gives them like more timid bones or something that makes things break easier and shit like that. Look it up. It's a real story. It really fucking happened. They spent millions of dollars on this investigation just to come up with nothing. They couldn't actually come up with anything to prove that, because the 49ers are literally, they get the high, I feel like they're one of the highest rates of injury for a team in the NFL. It does sometimes feel like it's a regional thing, you know what I mean? Like you might regionally have a problem when your team, so many of your players from your team are getting injured so easily all the time. So I don't know. There's definitely a connection there. There's definitely a connection there. From the Dungeon says, don't you get cancer from being near those transformers? Well, the investigation came out with none of that shit. So supposedly no. They were trying to prove that, and I guess it came out negative for everything. And they spent a lot of money on that investigation. And then, like Mike says, 49ers do get crazy injuries, and it is a common fact every year. They get crazy injuries.
Wasn't it just been easier to move the power supply?
That's what I thought, and especially as rich as the 49ers are, why don't you just pay the city of San Francisco to move the fucking thing? Which they might have done, honestly. They might have done it anyway. I don't even know. That's actually a good thing. We got to look into that, see if they did move it. They probably, if the 49ers said it's going to cost them a couple mil to move it, they'll move it. They got the money. What's your thoughts with Evans on that team, though? You just took a recently injury-prone player to an injury-prone team. That's what that's what you did, actually. So there's my thought on it right there.
How many games he given before he gets hurt?
Evans? I don't know. You know what I think, though? The thing with that team is you got to wait 6 games in the regular season before you figure out who's going to get hurt on that team, because usually after 6 games, or we'll say 3 to 6 games, just to give you a stretch, usually it's the most important player that gets hurt first. I don't even know how many games they lost Brock Purdy for last year. And then they lost fucking what's his name? Kittle. They lost Kittle for the whole year at a certain point. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the way that team is, they get riddled with injury, and no pun intended. They get riddled with injury every year. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see. But the fact that, like, I don't know, like, how much confidence do you have going into training camp as a 49er, and then your head coach comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm thinking about leaving coaching and going to the fucking TV booth." Like,
Again, saying his heart's not in it.
I think he's just so devastated by loss. Like, he's been so close to a Super Bowl ring as a coordinator, as a fucking head coach. He's been so close to a fucking ring, and he just could never finish the deal. He can never finish the deal, and it's usually always one thing or the other to do it. And if I was him, I'd probably be the same way. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go make money, because the the heartbreak of that must be overwhelming to deal with every single fucking year. So, and
He
that's
just looks sad in that photo.
yeah, that's exactly the face he makes with all those injuries. That's exactly it. Like, again, like that's his again face. Again, like every time.
Or do you think he's just mad that he couldn't get with reporter?
With who?
He's just upset he couldn't get with the reporter. Like Vrabel could.
I'm sure he could get with a reporter if he wanted to. Honestly, out there in San Fran too, probably sexier too. Yeah, move on to the story. Big contract extension just came out of Jacksonville. The Jaguars signed pass rusher Trevon Walker to a 4-year, $110 million contract extension. The number one overall pick from the 2022 NFL Draft is locking in with the Jaguars on a long-term deal. Jacksonville signing Walker to a 4-year, $110 million contract that includes $77 million in total guarantees and $50 million fully guaranteed at signing. Per Walker's agency, the team officially announced Walker's extension on Saturday. His 27.5 in average annual salary on the extension places him 12th amongst edge rushers per over the cap, and 3 spots behind Josh Hines Allen, 28.3 million. So yeah, big giant extension for the Jaguars right there. And this is the team that's in the process. We talked about it last week. They're going to be part-time. They're going to be part-time Orlando Jaguars coming up. I don't know if it's this year or the year after. I forget the storyline.
Yeah.
So it's not this year. So this year they're going to play in Jacksonville. The year after they're going to have to play in Orlando while their stadium's getting renovated. And then so they're just trying to lock in talent for the long term, and because it's going to be an uncomfortable time. It's hard to get new talent into the building when you don't have a building. That's definitely another thing too. So that 1 year in Orlando is definitely going to affect them that year for free agency. Like, how do you bring in free agents that year when you don't even have a building? Like, your training facility is a borrowed facility. Your stadium is a borrowed stadium. None of that. It's going to be identical to when the Chargers were moving from San Diego to Los Angeles. They had to play in that, like, makeshift, like, community college stadium for like 2 years.
Yeah,
And that stadium was a joke because, like, fans could only sit on one side of the field. It wasn't even like an NFL caliber, like, field they could play in. And the Rams refused to share. I think they had an actual college stadium they were playing in at the time, and they refused to share it with the Chargers, even though they were gonna share the fucking stadium when it was built. Now they do, but it's crazy. That is what is happening with Raymond James Stadium with the Bucks this upcoming year. Wait, they're renovating it this year? So where are the Bucks playing this year? I didn't see that story. Where are the Bucks playing this year? I did not see that story at all. Producer's working on it.
I was just looking it up.
Frenchie's up. I knew this was gonna happen. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on.
So,
Yeah, so they are going to be going through some kind of process over there at Raymond James Stadium, but it doesn't say where the Buccaneers will be playing for the time being. At the moment, I'm pretty sure that's going to be news that comes up within the next couple days.
yeah, it says they meet with the Tampa Sports Authority to discuss the project. It's a $1 billion project.
That's the stadium with the giant pirate ship on it, right?
Yeah. But it's okay.
And it was built in 1998, so it's a pretty old stadium. I mean, we're going on almost 30 years of it being around, and when you have those, I mean, you see it all the time with those stadiums from that time. They start getting old quick, but it's interesting because when you have like the older baseball stadiums, except the Oakland Stadium where the Raiders played. I'm pretty sure you know the whole story about that. With that, where the turf was getting the football players and the baseball players sick, so they had to bring down. Playing there, and I think that's why both Oakland teams on baseball and NFL are going over to Las Vegas.
All right. Yeah, it's been a while since I've heard that. But
Oh, there's Gio.
oh, the Iron Jaguars temporary venue. The Jags requested play.
Yeah, from the dungeon. So it was the Oakland Coliseum.
What's up, Gio? Did any lawsuits come from that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. But it was aging. Actually, no, that one was just an aging, poor condition stadium. What was the stadium that had? So that stadium was actually Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where athletes were getting sick from the turf. But these things happen with the stadiums. They get old, especially with the time that they're built. Especially when you're reaching 30 years, you can imagine that some of the foundations getting old on it too.
Which one are we talking about?
Well, we kind of spanned that because we were talking about Raymond James. So
are they are taking a year off?
So they are doing something at the stadium, but from what Maximum Cliff said, it looks like that the Orlando relocation is to Camping World Stadium. So they'll probably have an announcement within the next couple of days.
So Camping World's where the Jaguars are going to be in 2027.
Yeah, they're looking to go to the same place.
Oh, okay, that makes
some $1 billion project.
Okay. So they're just going to they're each going to be there for a year temporarily while their stadiums get renovated.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. My dog wanted to flip out, and then for no reason, there was no one out there.
He just wanted to flip out just because.
Yeah, exactly. He has no reason why he flipped out. I have no idea, but that's what happened. Moving on. So the Falcons' right tackle Caleb McGarry has officially retired after 7 seasons in the NFL. After just 7 seasons, McGarry is calling it a career. The Falcons starting right tackle announced his retirement Wednesday via social media post from his agent. Atlanta has since announced the news. I truly enjoyed my time playing alongside my teammates, Falcons president of football, Matt Ryan. Oh, no, this is Matt Ryan saying this. I truly enjoyed my time playing alongside Khalib. He's an outstanding teammate and had a tremendous career as a Falcon. We are grateful for the impact he made on this organization. We wish him nothing but the best in retirement. And then Atlanta shuffled its O-line in the wake of McGarry's season-ending injury last August, starting a left-handed quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. at the helm. That issue remains as Tua Tagovailoa enters the fold in 2026. But since that announcement of McGarry's retirement, Atlanta signs former Chief offensive tackle Jawan Taylor. And I don't know if it's a matter of him shifting into the right tackle role to replace McGarry, or do they slide over their current left tackle and then have Jawan Taylor take the left tackle spot? We're going to have to see all that as the training camp and the preseason unfolds, but it seems like they've already tried to get some insurance policy off the fact that they lost their veteran tackle. And now tackles are a dime a dozen in this league. Very hard to find good tackle talent in this league. You can get a bunch of tackles, but to get a tackle that is all-star, Pro Bowl caliber, that type of stuff, very difficult, very difficult. And we're already experiencing this in New England ourselves, DIGZ. We obviously had a tough year for our rookie tackle that just got drafted in the third pick of the first round last year with Campbell. So, you know, you got to wonder, how do the Falcons, how do you think this affects, even though they signed Jawan Taylor as an insurance policy, how does this affect their process going into the draft? Do you think they have to now look at offensive linemen early, or do you think they just try not to stress about anything at all?
I think they're not gonna stress. They must have a plan.
Because this is a late retirement announcement, if you think about it. Because we're already done with free agency. Free agency's over with, right?
Yeah, just because they announced the retirement doesn't mean they weren't in talks about it.
True. Very true. They might have had a heads up on it, you mean?
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. I don't know. I just think the official announcement's kind of late, because now we're only like, what, 2 weeks away from the official NFL draft. So very interesting story for me, because I'm just like, damn, bro, that's late in the season, late in the off season to tell a team, like, I'm done. But you're right. He might have already been discussing this with the team beforehand, so they had an idea. He just finally maybe officially announced it.
Yeah.
But that guy on the left looks like the YouTuber called Buck who plays lottery tickets. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never seen that YouTuber in my life from the dungeon. You're gonna have to send me links, because I've never heard of that guy in my life. But the guy on the left is Caleb McGarry. He's the one who retired. On the right is Jawan Taylor, and that's who replaced him. So, all right. My last NFL headline. This is probably the biggest. This one kind of hit me today. This hit the internet today. The Justice Department is officially investigating the NFL over subscription fee concerns. And I'm just going to read the article straight up before we talk about it, because this is super fun for me, because I'd love to see the government get in the NFL's ass for once, because they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and it's good to see them actually be like, hey, you know, you can't just do everything you want to do. You got to actually, like, answer for some of this shit. So, anyway, the Justice Department has opened an investigation into whether the NFL is forcing football fans to pay too much in subscription fees, according to two sources familiar with the investigation. In years past, football fans watch NFL games over broadcast TV, delivered free into their homes. The 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act allowed for sports leagues to get around some antitrust concerns and negotiate media rights. But now, games are spread across many different platforms and channels. Some require paid subscriptions, as traditional TV and cable providers contend with cord-cutting and tougher competition from deep-pocketed tech companies and streamers. The Justice Department investigation into the NFL is about affordability for consumers and creating an even playing field for providers, a government official said. The Justice Department investigating is into antitrust and anti-competitive tactics, and the person said, as the person said, it comes after Senator Mike Lee from Utah, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee of Antitrust, Competition Policy, and Consumer Rights, wrote a letter last month requesting a review of the NFL's streaming platform exemptions and wanted to know whether the streaming package fees violated the Sports Broadcasting Act. The NFL said in a statement Thursday that 87% of its games are free and that games are always free to markets where teams are playing when they play. The NFL's media distribution model is the most fan and broadcaster friendly in the entire sports and entertainment industry, the spokesperson said. The NFL has for decades put our fans front and center in how we distribute content. The Justice Department didn't comment. The White House referred questions back to the Justice Department. The Wall Street Journal first reported the investigation. To watch every NFL game during the past season, football fans spent almost $1,000 on cable and streaming subscriptions, Lee wrote in his letter. The package of NFL games is shared by CBS, NBC, ESPN, and Fox, with Amazon Video streaming the Thursday night games. YouTube has the NFL Sunday Ticket to watch nearly every game on Sundays, which costs $240 a season. Netflix, which streams NFL games on Christmas, declined to comment on the probe. Much has changed in sports broadcasting since 1961, raising new questions about the NFL's antitrust exemption. I'm glad the DOJ is tackling this important issue, as I urged them to do last month. Lee said Thursday after news broke. Following Lee's letter, the Federal Communication Commission said it was seeking public responses about how viewing habits have changed across the modern landscape that depends increasingly on streaming services. The packaging of individual teams' television rights was thought to be necessary to enhance the financial stability of the league by assuring equal distribution of revenues amongst all teams. A lawyer definitely wrote that. According to that's the FCC letter, sorry. Commissioners wanted to know whether the current marketplace benefits or harms consumers, and the fragmented media landscape facilitates or restricts the ability of traditional media to broadcast work in the public interest, including in the local news and reporting. All right. There was a lot I just said there. All right. A lot to download right there. I get it. And I understand a lot of that probably didn't make sense because I read it terribly. But here's the thing. This is not just the Department of Justice going against the NFL right here. This has a broader definition of how we digest media in the current climate that we're in. When it was just cut and dry, cable was cable and sports were on cable and that was it, it was a lot easier to understand how much you were going to pay every month to watch your sports, you know? Yeah. But it has changed now. In just the last 5 years alone, it's changed very drastically. You're talking about you have Netflix has been doing this for a while, where they've been slowly but surely grabbing some sports, doing these holiday games, specialized events, and kind of taking some sports games away from the league's regular schedule. That's
Netflix just lost a case just like this in Rome, Italy, just this week.
I didn't know that, but hold on
Yeah.
before we continue in that. The Netflix is doing this with the NFL. They're doing it with the NBA. They're doing it with the MLB now. I think the only thing they haven't done is NHL because they're also doing boxing. They're doing. There's rumors that they're trying to pay Paramount to take an event or two off of Paramount for UFC. There's a bunch of shit. Well, the WWE too, but the WWE thing is actually the first thing that got away with this, and then their argument's going to be, well, and this is what's going to happen. For the years we've heard that WWE sports entertainment, if this shit hits the WWE, they're going to sit there and just be like, well, we're not sport, we're entertainment. That's what they're going to say. And it's just as easy as that. That's how the WWE will get around it. But as far as real sports go, I don't know how they get around it because they're absolutely right. When you pay for a cable package, right, a television package, you get a lot of these channels with the package. So you don't have to worry about CBS, Fox, NBC, and all this shit. You don't have to worry about it. The problem now is, and none of this articles actually like defer to this, but how many people here or how many people in chat have officially get rid of all their cable? Because I don't have cable no more. I officially got rid of it. I don't have a cable box in the house.
I don't either.
Sanchez doesn't have a cable box. Diggs, do you have a cable box?
Nope.
So there's 3 people right there that don't have cable boxes no more. And we're all old enough that grew up in the cable era. We all grew up with cable. You know? We just finally got to the point where From the Dungeon says, I only got the internet. There you go. So that is where the world is now. And with the issue with that is there's no more cable. Well, there's no more packages. The streaming sites are all separate, so then you got to pay for each subscription separately. And now when it comes to being a football fan, all right, what do? Well, I had this chart earlier, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Shit.
I think they should be going after more things like Nesson, where we can't watch local live games for free. To watch any Red Sox or Bruins game, you got to pay at least $30 a month for a shitty app.
Yeah, but you're talking about because you don't have cable, right?
Yeah, I'm saying
That's what we're talking about, though. That's every sport. Every sport.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
Like
we're-
from the dungeon brought up fucking WE. How much you gonna pay for ESPN Plus to get all the fucking PLEs?
I don't know. That's all rolled into one bundle.
No, it's not. It's the same price. What are you talking about? Isn't it 30 plus?
Oh no, it's bundled in with my Disney Plus and Hulu.
All right, so how much do you pay a month for that?
I have no clue.
Get the fuck out of here, Diggs. You don't know how much that subscription.
I have the
comes out
same
my
one.
one
It's probably like $20, $30, $25, $30.
All right, thank you. Fuck.
It comes out my voice account, so I don't see how much it is.
But it's the same price. It's the same price. It's the same price. You're paying the same amount for fucking WE, and then you're bitching about how much the NHL's costing. It's all gonna cost you money.
I get for $30 a month. I get Disney Plus. I get Hulu. I can watch other things. For $30 a month, I get just Nesson. I get to watch Red Sox and Bruins and a few of their little shows. That's the difference.
Yeah, well, guess what? There's people out there that are different than you that don't need that fucking Disney Plus account. They just pay for the Nesson, and they get the same benefit as you for the same amount of money you pay. They don't want all the other shit. They just want Red Sox and Bruins. So it's a 50-50, depending on who you're asking. It's not a conspiracy, but because you like both, you get penalized because you want to pay. You want both, so you want to pay for both. So that's $60 a month versus $30 a month. But that's the problem with. No matter what, you're making my point anyway, because all this shit is too expensive. All of it's too expensive. To be able to watch everything is too expensive. We thought we were leaving cable in the dust and making a better way for ourselves in this technological era. Well, guess what? Streaming is more expensive, all put together. If you get everything you want, than it would have cost you to get a cable package, and you get some of what you want. You know what I mean? And then I think the biggest issue is they don't allow us to cheat anymore. Like we used to be able to cheat. Some of these streaming platforms allow us to share accounts, right? We get to share each other's accounts. Now they're finding ways around that so we can't share accounts no more. That's the biggest issue. I miss those days where I'd be like, yo, I'll give you this account that I pay for. You give me that account you pay for, and we're good, you know?
Oh, Tosha's saying the bundle doesn't cover WWE PLEs.
Which one?
I'm guessing the ESPN one.
No, which one's he paying for, though?
Oh.
No, like which price are you paying for, though? Because if you're paying for $30 of just ESPN Plus, you're going to get the PLEs. I'm not talking about the whole bundle of Disney, Hulu, and yeah, that is true. If you just get the typical group bundle of Hulu, Disney, ESPN, you're not getting the PLEs. You're going to pay extra for that. So I understand what Tosha's saying, but it's just the fact that whatever. It doesn't really matter what streaming platform we're talking about. All of it together is just way too expensive.
All right, so if you had it for a while, your grandfather didn't, that's why we're only paying for 30.
Yeah, that bundle doesn't get you shit. Okay. Yep. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Basic doesn't get you shit, but yeah, if you pay the extra, you get everything. And that's even more money. So that's ridiculous. And then that's before you even pay. And then you used to pay for YouTube TV. You just canceled it, right? You're going to Fubo? What'd you
Talking
say?
about it.
So you haven't made the move yet?
No, not yet. That's $80 a month. I don't know if I'm ready for that type of commitment.
How much a month?
80.
Holy shit. $80 a month. That's fucking nuts too. And then,
No, I was only thinking about going there because they have Nesson.
and that's not going to get you any football though.
Nope.
And that's why I was kind of mad at you when you said you're getting rid of YouTube TV, because I was like, I'm just thinking about football. I'm selfish. So, because I was using your YouTube TV, I'm like, this motherfucker is gonna ditch fucking football for hockey or some shit. That's what I was thinking in my head. And then he's gonna watch 3 games a year, and then I'm never gonna get to watch football again.
Come football season, I might sign back up. But I need to try to save a little bit of money.
Well, From the Dungeon says, hell no, don't do it, Diggs. So, I don't know. Fuck it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it is the world we live in. And then I think this whole big Department of Justice investigation on the NFL, hope it kind of wakes these fucking sports franchises of sports entities up and kind of just lets them know, like, hey, there's a lot going on here. I mean, you're making in one of the most like economic struggles in America. You're making these people pay a lot of money just to watch content. Like, honestly, it's pretty sad that if you think about that WWE PLE subscription or like a Fubu subscription or whatever it's called. Like you're talking about, like, it's cheaper for me to just spend a few hours at a bar spending money on beer and watching their TV than to actually spend that money to watch at home. That's what's crazy to me. Like, they're actually gonna force us to go back out with this shit, and then they're gonna be pissed because then we're like, why are we not gaining subscriptions? Because you force everyone to go to the fucking bar to watch. That's why everyone's going out. Like, everyone's gonna go out again because it's cheaper. I'd rather put gas in my car than watch Disney Plus. There you go. Fucking amen, brother. I feel that.
Unfortunately, I have kids.
Yeah, I know. I know you do. I don't, so I can't sympathize with you. But
Come take your kids. I'm done with them. They cost me too much. They're yours now.
yep, don't think that's happening. Your wife wouldn't even trust me with your kids, so don't worry about it. You can't even make that threat, 'cause I know your wife too well. But
She won't know.
anyway, moving on. This is our Sanchez story of the week. So I'm gonna start calling these, actually. Sanchez story of the week. The Pirates agree to a massive contract extension with 19-year-old phenom. At just 19 years old, Connor Griffin is already stepping into the spotlight most players spend years chasing. He's doing it with a historic contract to match. The young shortstop with the Pittsburgh Pirates have agreed to a massive 9-year, $140 million contract, making it the largest deal in franchise history. Griffin entered the 2026 season as baseball's top prospect, according to the MLB pipeline, and his rapid rise to the majors has only amplified the excitement around his future. Griffin made his MLB debut on April 3rd and is still finding his rhythm early on. Through his first handful of games, he's gone 3 for 17, but flashes of his potential is already showing, including a strong 2 for 4 performance against the San Diego Padres. Despite the slow start, the belief inside the clubhouse hasn't wavered. Pirates ace Paul Skenetes backed the young star, calling him
Skeens. Yeah.
How the fuck you pronounce that, Skeens, without 2 E's? This is what's wrong with English. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Pirates ace Paul Skeens backed the young star, calling him a big leaguer through and through, and expressing confidence that a breakout is only a matter of time. That kind of endorsement speaks volumes about Griffin's presence and potential at such a young age. For Griffin, the deal isn't just about security, it's about commitment. He's made it clear that he wants to be the cornerstone of a winning culture in Pittsburgh, emphasizing his goal to compete for championships year after year. Now, with the contract behind him, Griffin can focus on what got him here in the first place, playing baseball at the highest level, and his trajectory continues. This could be just the beginning of a long and potential legendary career in Pittsburgh. So,
Yeah, this is huge because he just got drafted in 2014 and played for 2 minor league teams that are under the Pirates, which are the Grasshoppers and the Indians.
Whoa, go back. What year did he get
2000. He got drafted in 2024. My bad.
Yeah, okay.
I said 2014. Jesus Christ.
I was about to be like, this guy's a 12-year vet, bro. He's not a rookie. What are we talking about? He's 19. He doesn't age.
My bad. Yeah, 2024. He just got drafted.
Okay. So he got drafted 2 years ago. Played for a couple minor league teams. Got this giant contract extension. And he's in the majors now. So, honestly, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, though. Even though we were talking about football, I don't know the difference between like young prospects in football versus baseball, but like, my thing with young talent, especially with all the potential in the world, it's so easy to just misunderstand it and misread it. So I hope for this kid's sake, he's going to be exactly what they say he is, but it's so easy to just misread that talent and it not go the way you expect it. But I'm not the hugest baseball guy, so you guys are definitely more in tune in this than I am. But I still wish the guy nothing but the best, especially with a contract like that. I hope the kid lives up to everything that he's been expected to be.
He'll
For
be a
Shanahan
Yankee
for a
after that.
$40 million contract at 19. That must be crazy.
Yeah, you're not even you can't even you have more money in the world than most people, but yet you can't even legally buy a drink, and most people can. That's what's crazy about that. It's fucking nuts. Insane. Pirates aren't known for throwing out money like that, so they must have some confidence in this kid. Yeah, we'll have to see. Time will tell. Time will tell. All right. We got one more MLB story, and then we're gonna get to DIGZ's final cut. Let's do it. The Braves pitcher Ronaldo Lopez and Angels designated hitter Jorge Soler. Am I saying that right?
Solar.
So the way I would pronounce that's not the way you say it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck me with these pronunciations.
Some of the broadcasters call him Soler, some of them call him Solar. I just
I
call
would-
him Solar.
I only got fancy because I pronounced the last guy's name wrong, but okay. So Jorge Soler clear the benches. So this was just a straight fist fight, I'm guessing.
Well, to the TLDR on that, so you don't got to read the whole thing. There was a little bit of tension. It was a ball was pitched and it tipped off the glove of the catcher, but the batter felt uncomfortable at the positioning of the ball. And while they were showing a replay of a stolen base, Jorge Soler walked up to Ronaldo Lopez and started swinging at him. And they, as you could see in the photo, they started squaring up. And Lopez,
Oh shit! All right.
and Lopez had the baseball in his hand, and he smacked Soler up across the face with the thing.
Oh yeah, that's like deadly weapon type shit, though.
Yeah, so both players are suspended for 7 games.
Which is crazy because in the street you go to jail for that shit. That dude, a real Major League Baseball is not. That's like a rock. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? The only difference between a rock and a baseball is there's no jagged edges. You know? Like what are we talking about here? Like that's assault with a deadly weapon at a certain point. I'm sorry.
Thank God he had his helmet on.
No, thank God they're part of the thank God they're part of the major leagues because like, you're not getting away with that as a normal person on the street. If you took the same baseball that guy's holding in his hand and then slapped somebody on the street with it, and then the cops found out, you're going to jail, dude. It's gonna happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to jail. And then the other fucking fucked up thing about this, look at this picture right here. I'm sorry for anyone that's listening to this and not watching, but this dude's got a helmet on, but yet this dude still finds a way to avoid the helmet and slap this dude right in the fucking head with it without hitting the helmet. He's bringing it up and then swinging it down and still hits him in the face with it. Even though that's the air, that's
just crazy.
with that side of the helmet that we can't see though, Sanchez. That's the ear shot side, right? Like that's got the ear protection.
Yeah, and he's got a guard on.
Yeah.
He's got a guard on that part of the face, so there was some protection, but he got him pretty good. But this is one of the first fights of the season, and this was intense. This was an intense one.
Nuts. Yeah, that's dangerous, man. Because The only thing, and I'm sure this has happened in the past, and they probably try to cover it up because the MLB don't want negative publicity. But this is probably the worst thing I've ever seen because I don't cover a lot of baseball. But is anyone ever trying to swing a bat at another player?
Very rarely.
That's what I was thinking.
There have been times. There are actually more times of players throwing the bats at throwing the bats than actually swinging it at somebody.
Okay. Which I'm not saying one's better than the other, but actually I'd rather you throw the bat at me than fucking swing it at me.
Yeah.
At least I could catch it. If you throw it at me, I can catch it and try to like deflect it. But
Yeah, at that point, if someone's throwing a bat at you, you better pray it's corked.
right. And then like, but if you swing a bat at me, I feel like I'm screwed. I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Yeah, Roger Clemens did that to Piazza.
Oh, Jesus.
I think we should test that theory.
No, Diggs, we're not testing that theory.
It's for science.
What are we, Mythbusters? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, what? Science. Am I swinging it at you? Because I guarantee that wasn't your idea.
Sure, just go for a headshot.
Oh, trust me. That'd be the last swing you ever saw. All right. Well, I think swinging a bat at Diggs' head is the perfect time to go into his final cut.
This week we're doing Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you seen this movie?
No, of course not, because you did it again. You just picked a movie I never heard of, and then you said, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out what the hell we're talking about. So go ahead. Do the breakdown.
Two well-meaning hillbillies, Tucker and Dale, head to their rundown cabin for a peaceful vacation. At the same time, a group of college kids arrive nearby and immediately assume the guys are dangerous killers. After a misunderstanding, one of the college girls is accidentally rescued by Tucker and Dale, where her friends think she's been kidnapped. Panic spirals into chaos as the college kids keep dying in ridiculous self-inflicted accidents while trying to save her. Tucker and Dale, it looks like the kids are randomly killing themselves. To the kids, Tucker and Dale are monsters. The movie flips every horror trope into a dark comedy, turning a slasher setup into a pure absurdity.
So is this more of a horror or more of a comedy?
It's a horror comedy. Like I said, the way the last few weeks are, I needed a little more cheerful. So it's a fun, dumb horror comedy.
I mean, whatever puts a smile on your face, I'm happy for, because you have been miserable lately.
Wow, I feel loved.
Hey, I do love you. I notice. Keep going. I'm just saying. So, all right.
From the dungeon, yeah, if they ever actually give a release date for it.
So, like, honestly, with this movie here, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, is it more like that UK zombie film? What's it called? It's more of a comedy horror.
But from
I can't
I
remember.
know it's one.
I can't remember their names. Damn it.
No.
Oh, let me look it up. Of course, when I look it up, I'm going to find it. Shaun of the Dead. Would you compare to that?
Yeah, it's like Shaun of the Dead.
Okay. All right. That's what I was asking. I've seen Shaun of the Dead, which I love. But is this what an Americanized hillbilly version of it? That's what I'm kind of getting the vibe off of. Look at this scene right here. Oh my God! What are we looking at right now?
He's trying to save her from getting sawed in half.
Oh, he's saving her. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, definitely not doing a great job of it. So he's gonna try to save her from that.
Yep, and it's one of her buddies that put her into there.
Can I ask you a question? Does he save her? Spoiler
Yes,
alert. He does save her.
he
Cute.
does.
I actually would be. I think it would be funnier if he didn't save her because anybody else would have ripped that rope and took her right off that belt. And then if he couldn't save her, I would have laughed because I was like, "Why couldn't you save her?" Oh, there's a picture of them kissing. How cute. Yeah.
Cute little love story in the end.
Yeah, I would have. I'm not gonna lie, Diggs. If you never brought this up as your final cut, I would have never known this movie existed. Who is that?
One of the college kids.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's get into Kill or Keep. I guess I'm asking the questions. I never saw this fucking film in my life. Never even watched a minute of it. So for you, we're gonna get into Kill or Keep. These are all updated, right? I'm not. All right. All right. Yes. All right. Kill or Keep. Reversing horror tropes.
Keep. It's a good, funny concept.
All right. Tucker and Dale as characters. Kill or Keep.
Keep. They're hilarious and very lovable.
The comedy plus gore balance. Kill or Keep.
Keep. It hits perfectly.
The college kid stupidity. That seems like a double negative, but whatever. Kill or Keep.
Keep. That's what makes it the joke.
Got you there. Yeah, you got me there. Okay. All right, got that one. All right. And then the rewatchability, which this question also, can I ask, can I tell you? This needs to be a question on all your movies. You don't consistently put rewatchability. That should be on every movie you ever do, is this question right here. Rewatchability, Kill or Keep.
Keep. I've rewatched this movie a lot of times.
Who's we? You and your wife?
Me and myself.
Me and
Did I
Mike.
say,
Me and Mike.
did I say we? I'm sorry.
You said we. I'm like,
Sorry.
who's we? Because I never even seen this fucking movie. So I'm like, who's we? All right. Me and myself and Irene. Okay, sweet. All right, final call. Keep it or kill it.
Keep it. It's one of the best horror comedies ever made. It's smart, ridiculous, and endlessly quotable.
All right. Strong words for a movie I've never seen in my life. So now I have to watch it. That's what happens. He brings these movies up to me, and I gotta watch it. God damn it. All right. Any final fucking thoughts for the night, boys? Diggs, do you got anything else to say for the night?
Says good night. Thank you for watching. That's about it. How about you?
Sanchez, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Drink water.
Oh,
Smoke weed.
I don't even have a glass of water near me, but okay, I will. And that's it.
Jam, do you have anything you're gonna say?
I'm gonna say a bunch of shit, obviously, because I gotta close out the show. Dumbass. Duh. No, I'm just kidding.
Ja.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining the JM and Diggs podcast. I am JM, and of course, my co-anchor is Diggs right there at the bottom of me. And then, of course, producer boy in the background is the clean Sanchez, the king of the media behind us. We appreciate everybody that gets in here all the time. Shout out to everybody that was in chat, from Goblin Gaming, from the Dungeon Toshio, and we had Maximum Clips as well. Appreciate everybody else that we saw or didn't see that might have been lurking. Thank you so much. Shout out to the entire Clean Sanchez media team. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Make sure you check out Morning Rips with Clean Sanchez and Goblin Gaming. And then you'll see them also on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Bong Rips and Video Games. And then what is it? Monday, 7 p.m., you get DD 214, Clean Sanchez, Jay, and oh my God, I'm going to fuck his name up again. Squillini. You know what it is? All right, I'm just gonna state this publicly. Strobridge and Squillini is what I confuse all the time. Those two are the two I fucking confuse. And it's just the name, because I don't know them personally. I think I just need to hang out with Squillini more, and then I could actually pronounce his name better. That's what
You guys could talk about beer.
Yeah, I'm down with that. We just need to start hanging out more, because like I fuck his name up every episode, and I feel so bad. But it's him and Strobridge. I always think I confuse the two. That's what it is. But D214 Monday 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check those guys out, and then we'll be back next Thursday after a bunch of more Bong Rips and video. Actually, more than Rips. Sorry, but thank you so much. Have a great night.
A lot be after a whole bunch of Bong Rips. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
I got that covered.
There'll be a bunch of marijuana smoked. Also, we are getting close to 420, but that's a week. That's more than a week away. So
I'm also getting close to WrestleMania and the NFL draft.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the most, actually, the least excited I've ever been for a WrestleMania in my life. So I could care less about WrestleMania this year. So there you go.
Good thing I already told the kids you're coming.
Fuck you. I'm out of here. Bye. Let's get out.
Hey, the homies.
Close it, Sanchez. I'm done. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Oh. Pull it out from the backyard to the turnbuckle flips. New England kids now they're running the clips.